So you wanna learn to play guitar? Hi. When most people are learning how to play guitar for the first time, they want to play like this. Or they want to learn how to play some of their favorite riffs from their favorite songs. But first, we need to start with the basics. Hi, my name is Azuri Moon. I'm a session guitar player here from Los Angeles, California, and I'm also a student at Musicians Institute Hollywood. I've been asked to do a lesson series for a long time now pertaining to specific questions and techniques like legato and 4-note per string, scale exercises, and things of that nature. So I designed this YouTube series as a way to try to answer some of those questions as well as provide comprehensive lessons everywhere from beginner guitar players all the way to professional guitar players. So I hope you learn something from this series and it gives you a new way of looking at the fretboard and looking at music, and thank you for watching. So this is the first video of the YouTube series. Today I'm going to talk about specifically legato and applying legato to the electric guitar. A lot of people have asked me about legato and developing legato strength and finger strength on the guitar. Like any technique or any concept in music, I could probably do 50 different YouTube videos on it. It's a very large subject. But we're going to just narrow down on one specific exercise today that I think will really help and inform your playing in general. I'm also going to post a bunch of other examples that you can check out on your own time that should be showing up on the screen right now. Okay. So anyways, today the exercise that we're going to be focusing on is called the Paul Gilbert exercise, which he made famous, but I'm sure people were doing a long time before him. But before I actually show you the exercise, we need to understand what legato is. Legato, as opposed to staccato, is a way of playing notes where each note sustains into the next note. So as opposed to staccato, where there's a very short attack, if I'm playing a major scale, that would be staccato. Legato is where each note needs to sustain as long as possible until the next note is sounded. Okay, so now the technique that we're going to talk about today is, like I said, called the Paul Gilbert exercise. The first thing that we need to know about this exercise is that it always is played on two adjacent strings. There's not a string skip involved in it. Now you can obviously apply your own with your own hybrid versions of this exercise, but the traditional way of playing it is going to be on two adjacent strings. Meaning, if I'm playing on the low E string, the strings that I'll play the exercise on are E and A. If I'm doing it from A and D, D and G, G and B, B and E. So the first thing that you want to know is we're always going to be starting the exercise on the lower of the string set, and it's going to have 3 notes on the lower string set and 1 note on the higher string set. So let's apply this to one particular key, and let's pick G major. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this exercise on the string sets D and G, and we're going to be starting on the 4th fret F sharp of the D string. We're going to hammer on to G with our middle finger on the 5th fret, and then we're going to hammer on with our pinky to the 7th fret A, and then we're going to use an upstroke on the B note or 4th fret of the G string. Now the picking pattern we're going to be using for this is going to be 2 attacks. We're just going to go down for the first 3 notes and then up for the B string. Now this is outside picking. So we want to start with this exercise very slow. So let's apply it right now. Alright, so you always want to practice anything that you're trying to do in a technical way with a metronome. You want to have some kind of discipline and structure to your internal time so that when you're just kind of freely playing, that you stay within time with the other players as well. So now I'm going to put on the metronome and we're going to try to play this exercise in a couple different subdivisions, okay? So let's start. I like to start usually an exercise around 80 BPM. So let's pick 80 BPM. And we're just going to play the exercise, like I said, in G major, starting on the 4th fret. And you're going to be hammering on the first 3 notes, F sharp, G, A, all with one attack as a downstroke. Then you're going to play B on the 4th fret of the G string with an upstroke. And then you're going to come back down with another downstroke. Down, up, down. So let's just play this with quarter notes at first. Let's always start with the slow subdivision. There's no reason why we shouldn't be building up our finger strength from the smallest possible slowest possible grouping that we can. So let's just click and get synchronized with our foot. Okay, now let's play it as 8th notes. Triplets. Sixteenth notes. Sixteenth note triplets. And 32nd notes. Okay, now let's talk about the next way that we can develop this exercise. Alright, cool. So now that we have that down, the next thing that you want to do is you want to start applying this to a scale. After you have this down in 1, you want to apply it to all 12 keys and then start applying it to other modes as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to play this exercise in the key of C major, no sharps or flats, something that we're all very comfortable with. And we're going to start in the 2nd position on E, E, F, G, and then A on the G string, and then G, F, E, back down to the 2nd fret of the D string. Now, I want to draw attention to the next position that we're going to be playing in because there's an awkward move that you have to make if you're playing on this string set, the D and G string, where you're going to have to move your index finger up a half step when you move to the next string set. Or you can play this with your ring finger and then play on the G string with your middle finger. So there's a couple different ways that you can play it. So anyways, the first pattern that we're going to be playing is going to be, like I said, starting in 2nd position on the 2nd fret of the D string, E, and we're going to play E, F, G, A, G, F, E. Then we're going to move up to the next string set and play F, G, A, B, A, G, F. Next scale step, and we're going to play G, A, B, C, B, A, G. Next scale step, we're going to be playing A, B, C, D, C, B, A. And there's a couple different ways you can play it. I played that with my ring finger. You could also play that with your pinky. Then you're going to play B, C, D, E, D, C, B. C, D, E, F, E, D, C. D, E, F, G, F, E, D. And you can keep moving this up throughout the whole scale as far as you can. And obviously we want to apply this to different subdivisions like we did with the exercise before, and just move it up. And then eventually you'll apply this to different string sets and apply it to different scale patterns that you have and start soloing with it. So let's try doing that right now. Alright, so now let's see a way how we can apply this to soloing. Alright, so let's apply this to a soloing situation.